Welcome back to the AI Business News Desk. Terry Sweeney here, contributing editor to AI Business, and joining me now is Fran Bell, Chief Data, AI, and Analytics Officer with Ford Motor Company. Fran, thank you so much for joining us on the news desk here today.
Thanks so much for having me, Terry.
A lot to talk about, but you've been in your current position just a little shy of a year.
Yes.
Super curious how you might describe these past 12 months and just diving into this mammoth task of getting to grips with a really sprawling organization. How would you describe that?
Thank you. It has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Ford is such an iconic company, and I feel really fortunate to be a part of it. The data analytics and AI organization actually is quite mature. So Ford has been very foresightful and has centralized data analytics and artificial intelligence 10 years ago. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year. And so the organization has been doing a lot of work in data infrastructure, building data products, and of course, building statistical models, as well as data science and artificial intelligence applications, and more recently, AI as well.
I mean, there's some real brilliance behind combining data, AI, and analytics together into a single C-suite title like that.
Yes, it is.
I assume this is a unique position. I can't think of anybody else who's doing what you do.
There's quite a few chief data analytics and AI officers emerging now, but I think in terms of the tenure in a company and having this position for quite some time, I think what is quite unique, though, for Ford is that I not only lead data analytics and AI experts, but also software engineering, product, and design. And so really bringing all of this together end to end and to having direct interfaces with our business unit executives and this deep collaboration and partnership where we can identify true pain points and opportunities that have tangible EBIT contributions and help with enhanced user experiences is very unique for Ford.
All right. Well, since we're here at an AI conference, let's talk about AI and the automation that it brings on a scale that we really have never seen before, whether it's consumers or businesses. Yeah. In addition to automation, are there other benefits that you can see us deriving from AI that are either existing or down the road?
Huge benefits overall. I think starting with user experience. So if we look at the Ford example, we've now unified our entire user experience for the end customer if they're looking for information. Previously, there were many different sources customers had to go to, and it really was on their shoulders to synthesize all of this information. But now we have an externally facing AI agent that helps consumers with their queries, and they even have access to certain tools. For example, if we want to dynamically calculate the towing capability of a specific vehicle type, the consumer now has access to that, wow, and all in one single interface. So it's very unique in this way. Another one is obviously business impact. For example, we have a very, very large supply chain as Ford, and so understanding supply chain risks is really important and seeing them very early on. So we've built a supply chain assist capability, which is actually a multi-agent tool, and we can now identify supply chain risks very early on in the process, so we can then partner with our supply chain partners to mitigate these risks.
It sounds like the predictive analytics piece of that is really important and continues to emerge.
Absolutely. And now combined also with agent workflows. So the vision here is that this is a proactive tool where people don't have to go in and query something or ask a question, but we actually get an alert to let them know that there is an emerging supply chain risk, for example, happening, and then can proactively work with our supply chain partners.
Talk about one of the Ford AI projects that you're most proud of.
Oh, there's quite a few. So we have launched artificial intelligence and generative artificial intelligence across the entirety of our product lifecycle at scale. I think that's really phenomenal to see. So it's obviously hard to pick something. Certain areas might be around co-developing and co-designing a car. So now our designers don't have to spend a lot of time going from a manual sketch to a 2D or 3D rendering. Generative AI can take that off their plate and do that almost in an instant, really elevating their role to an executive director, for example.
What is a surprise maybe that's emerged from one of these projects or one of these tests? What was the result that maybe you weren't expecting?
I think one project I'm personally very excited about is our virtual A/B tests. So this goes into the marketing space when we want to understand how effective marketing content is. Traditionally, folks run an A/B test. We obviously still do this today, but we now have capabilities thanks to artificial intelligence to predict the outcome of these A/B tests.
Okay.
And we do this highly accurately. And this obviously helps us shorten the life cycle, get faster iterative loops going to get that feedback. And our results show that when we run this A/B test, as mentioned, that they're extremely accurate. So I think this is a new frontier that will be relevant for many industries.
There's a huge integration issue that's looming with AI for large enterprises, really enterprises of any size, with the IT platforms that support them, ERP, CRM, databases, et cetera. These are the workhorses of most companies. How do you begin to integrate these systems with AI, and then once they're integrated with AI, then with there's at least a twofold process there.
100%, yes. And a lot of these tools have their own AI capabilities today as well. The way I like to think about it is actually starting with the business problem, the business process first, and then use all of these tools, then you mentioned, and more, including in-house built tools, almost as a means to an end to solve the problem. And so for me, it's really about value stream mapping and working with our business partners on understanding their processes really deeply. And that gives us then clues on which parts we want to stitch together or where we want to build better user interfaces for our internal users.
It sounds like you've given this some thought. Just also curious how your experiences in the last year have changed maybe your opinion about AI, what you thought AI was going to be, what's possible with it, what's happened there?
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. I think more than any other technology, it evolves so quickly. And one of the things we encourage both our own team members as well as our business colleagues is if you've tried it once and it didn't work, try it again in 2 to 3 months. And we've seen phenomenal results that previously weren't possible and suddenly become available. An example might be as simple as writing a PowerPoint automatically. This was a vision that was provided for quite some time now, but actually was very hard to do in practice. And just a few weeks ago, it became reality. So I think it's always about continuously being curious, continuously trying things, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then aggressively scaling with the right guardrails and security measures what is possible.
Well, curiosity is a good corporate value, so excellent. Fran, take us out if just on this final question of how soon before we see agentic AI helping me get the best price on a Ford Mustang Mach-E? When can we expect that?
So when it comes to agent-based systems, I recently wrote a blog post on LinkedIn. I think agents obviously have become this massive term with many different interpretations underneath the hood. And my blog article is looking to disentangle this a little bit because there are agents that have low autonomy, for example, taking an existing workflow and automating it and having some minor decisions along the way, like, for example, a customer support agent. And then on the other hand, you have the grand vision of a CEO that's human with 10,000 agents underneath him or her and being able to run what-if scenario models and execute a strategy the AI has come up with. That is unreachable right now with current technology. And so I think we need to inch our way forward in a safe and secure manner to more autonomous systems with humans in the loop. That's my big mantra, human AI machine teams. And so it's going to be really exciting journey as more technology advancements come along the horizon.
Well, Fran Bell of Ford Motor Company, some great insights into how this global company is using AI and deriving value from it.
Thank you so much for having me, Terry.
A pleasure. Thanks for joining us on News Desk.
Thank you.
This has been Terry Sweeney for the AI Business News Desk. Thanks for joining us for this segment. We'll see you next time.